Welcome to Life's Hidden Curriculum, a podcast designed for Philadelphia teens and young adults that helps connect them to resources and information needed for adulthood. My name is Quan King, and I'm your host and curator of this content intended to get you the info and understanding necessary to make informed and smart decisions. You can find even more information on the website, lifeshiddencurriculum.com. And now, today's episode. I want to take a moment really quick and let you know that the content you're about to hear has been generated by Andrew and Izzy, AI. As such, it's always important to make sure you verify information that you get from any source, no matter how legit it sounds. I've listed all my resources and references in the archive on the website at lifeshiddencurriculum.com, so you can do your own due diligence, aka research. If you like any of these topics and want me to go into greater detail, hit me up in the comment section or send a message on the website using the contact link. All good? All right, here we go.
Okay, welcome everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into how young adults are navigating relationships right now.
Yeah, we're looking closely at Gen Z, roughly ages 19 to 24.
And we've got this fascinating report centered on Philadelphia that kind of lays out the landscape.
It really does. And it kicks off with this pretty stark paradox.
Right. The idea that this generation is super connected, apps, social media, everywhere.
But at the same time, feeling incredibly isolated is a real puzzle.
So our mission today is to unpack that. Why is their approach to love and commitment so, different?
And a key insight that jumped out immediately is about delaying milestones like marriage.
Yeah, the report argues this delay isn't like a social failure.
Exactly. It suggests it's actually a very rational, adaptive strategy, mostly driven by economics.
Which makes sense when you look at how Gen Z sees things, this high rate of being single. It's often intentional.
It's strategic. They're prioritizing self-development, getting their careers going, stability first, serious commitment second.
And the numbers really drive this home. Something like, 75%?
Yeah, 3/4 define being an adult primarily as being financially independent from their parents.
So it's less about finding the one right away and more about paying the bills, being self-sufficient.
Precisely. And add to that, 73% feel weddings are just prohibitively expensive now.
Wow.
So focusing on financial stability isn't just being sensible with money. It's almost a survival tactic in a less stable world. It's logical.
Okay, so they're being pragmatic financially, but then there's the digital side, the dating apps. The report talks about burnout.
Oh, definitely. There's a real psychological toll. Decision fatigue is a term that comes up.
From all the swiping, right? It's like an endless catalog.
Exactly. And the apps are often designed to be addictive, like a slot machine. It keep you hooked,
Right.
but can feel exhausting and kind of empty.
Which leads to this counter trend, this sort of rebellion.
It's really interesting. Nearly half, 47% of single Gen Zers say they'd prefer to meet someone organically.
Like in real life, grocery store, coffee shop.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to crave that authenticity, that spark of genuine connection away from the screen.
But wanting that and getting it are two different things, especially somewhere like Philly.
That's a key point. Philadelphia's landscape, the somewhat segmented neighborhoods, the demanding careers.
Especially in big sectors like healthcare, those hospital systems. Long hours.
Right. It makes those spontaneous organic meetings much harder to come by. You just don't have the time or maybe the right environment.
So paradoxically, that lack of opportunity pushes people back onto the apps, even if they're tired of them.
It does, just for efficiency's sake,
Yeah.
which of course can just make the burnout worse.
And this whole situation ties into a really serious public health issue, the report flags.
Yes, this is critical. Nationally, young adults are actually reporting less sexual activity overall.
Okay.
But, and this is the alarming part, Philadelphia ranks second among major U.S. cities for new STIs.
Wait, how does that work? Less sex, but more STIs. That seems counterintuitive.
It does, but it seems lift to the rise of situationships.
Those undefined casual relationships.
Exactly. In those contexts where there's ambiguity about commitment and the future, having direct, sometimes awkward conversations about sexual health, like STI testing,
becomes much harder. People avoid rocking the boat.
Precisely. They might prioritize keeping that casual connection going over advocating for their physical health and clarity. It's a dangerous gap.
And speaking of difficult conversations, politics seems to be a huge one now in dating.
A massive one. The report mentions that 6 out of 10 Americans see differing political views as a deal breaker.
Wow, 6 out of 10. That's not just about agreeing on policy, is it?
No, it's evolved beyond that. Politics is increasingly seen as a shorthand for someone's core values, their fundamental morality.
So if you disagree on politics, the assumption is you disagree on basic character.
That seems to be the implication for many. In a search for stability, people are filtering for really deep alignment, which naturally shrinks the dating pool quite a bit.
So putting this all together, what's the takeaway for you listening? It seems the path forward isn't about chasing some perfect ideal.
Right. Despite all this pragmatism, the report found 51% of singles still believe in finding that one perfect match.
Which, given everything we've discussed, sounds like a recipe for disappointment, honestly. More endless swiping.
The alternative suggested is focusing on developmental relationships,
Meaning?
meaning relationships you intentionally build and grow over time. Recognizing that love isn't just found, it's actively chosen and cultivated. It requires effort.
So it's about being intentional, setting boundaries, knowing yourself.
Exactly. Self-awareness, healthy boundaries, and understanding love is an active choice, not some passive state you just fall into.
So maybe the final thought for you is this. If chasing perfection leads to burnout and loneliness, what's one small, maybe imperfect step towards vulnerability you could take this week?
Yeah, what could you do to build a connection that feels a bit more real, a bit more resilient, even if it's not perfect? That might be the shift that truly matters.
Thanks for listening to another episode on Life's Hidden Curriculum podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube as we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. If you like this content and want to support, head over to the website, lifeshiddencurriculum.com, and click donate. Also, I'm always looking for guests to share their stories, especially if it can help the next generation. Hit me up using the contact link. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more.